Hi everybody, in this video we're going to look at price elasticity of demand, or PED, and this is what explains the shape of a demand curve. So here you can see 5 different demand curves, and the steepness of the curve, or the gradient, is determined by its elasticity. The definition of PED is the responsiveness of demand for a product to a change in its price. So when the price changes of the product, what happens to how much is demanded? You can see in this first curve here that a percentage increase in the price causes a greater percentage change in the quantity demanded. And you can see it just by looking at the graph, and also if you worked it out mathematically, you would see that this was the case. So here we say that a percentage change in price causes a greater percentage change in the quantity demanded. A triangle is a change. And if this is the case, we say that the curve is elastic. It moves a lot, like this ruler. It's very elastic. So when the price changes, it causes a greater percentage change in quantity demanded. And the way to remember that this is elastic is that the curve looks a bit like an E for elastic. This curve, on the other hand, you can see here that the percentage change in price causes a much smaller percentage change in the quantity demanded. So we can write this here. A percentage change in price causes a smaller percentage change in the quantity demanded. It's very important. It's about percentage changes, not just a change. And because when there's a change in price here, there's very little change in the quantity demanded, we say that this curve is inelastic. And this looks like an I, so it's easier to remember. So this curve we say is elastic, and this one we say is inelastic. And later on we'll learn about the values of these curves when you do a calculation, but just for now, we just need to know if it's elastic, the value of the curve will be greater than 1. And if it's inelastic, it will be less than 1. Let's look at these 3 now, which are a bit special. In this curve, you can see that there's not going to be a change in the price because the curve is a completely horizontal line. And in this case, a percentage change in price we say leads to an infinite percentage change in the quantity demanded. And the value of this curve is infinity. And we say that this is perfectly elastic. It looks like the elastic curve, but it's completely horizontal, so it's perfectly elastic. And a percentage change in price causes an infinite percentage change in the quantity demanded. If we then look at the next one, you can see here that the percentage change in price causes no change in the quantity demanded. We're always at Q on this demand curve. And this one we say is perfectly, it's completely vertical, inelastic. This looks like this curve, but it's completely vertical. And here we say that a percentage change in price causes no percentage change in the quantity demanded. This last one, this is at 45 degrees to this axis. And here, the percentage change in price, I haven't drawn it quite perfectly, it should lead to an equal percentage change in the quantity demanded. So a percentage change in price causes an equal percentage change in the quantity demanded. This one, the value's infinity. This one, if it's perfectly inelastic, the value is 0. And this one, we say that this is unitary, and the value is 1. So if it's elastic, relatively elastic, the value will be greater than 1. If it's inelastic, the value will be less than 1. If it's perfectly elastic, the value will be infinity. If it's perfectly inelastic, the value will be 0. And if it's unitary, the value will be 1.